Hi, I'm Cassie Osterloth from Wonderland Floral Art and Gift Loft in St. Petersburg, Florida. And today I'm going to show you how to weave lily grass, or if you're cutting it from your yard, liriope, into a fun decorative element that you can use in your arrangements. First thing you're going to have to do is get your supplies together. The materials you need to weave lily grass or liriope would be 4 stems of grass, approximately the same length. One a little longer will give you a longer weave. You're also going to need something to bind the end, which you can use something like raffia, or you can use a decorative wire. You're also going to need floral design tape and a pair of snips or scissors. So before you get started, you're going to want to decide how you're going to close the end off. So you're going to need to cut probably about a 2-3 inch piece of whatever you're going to use, whether it's the wire or if you're going to use the raffia. Either way, you're going to want to cut that ahead so it's ready when you're done with the weave. Now, the next step is going to be to take your 4 grass and get them so they're all facing in one direction. And lily grass definitely has a top and a bottom, and you're going to be looking for the way it arcs so that they all arc together. Now you're going to take your floral tape and stretch out a little piece of this, and you're just using this to bind the grass together so that it's one piece. So we're going to bind that, tear that off. So to start, you're going to have just your 4 grass all going in one direction and bound by the floral tape. Now to get started, you want to take a look and see which grass is the longest. So for this little bundle, this one is the longest. So this is your weaver grass, and these 3 are going to stay stationary. So they will never move. You're just going to move this one piece of grass. Now to get started, you have to bend this grass, okay? So you're going to bend this, and so it goes over the first grass, under the second one, and over the third. This is how you get started. When you get to the end, you're going to fold this grass under and come back in the opposite direction with the same motion, over and under. And then each time when you get to the end, you have to bend it back over. You go under, over, under, over. And so you can make this a very open weave so that you'll see the line of this grass, or you can make it a very tight weave. That just depends on which way you prefer it to look. I like it to be a little more open. So I'm going under, over, under, over. And when you get to each end, you just have to fold it under that side piece of grass, and then you go back around. And you're going to keep doing this motion until you run out of grass. So we're going under, over. You can see that we're going almost to the end here. And when we get to where we have no more grass we can weave, this is where we need our wire or our raffia to bind this. So I'm going to use this decorative wire, and this comes in lots of different colors. I'm just using this blue for a contrast to the green, and this is going to keep this from unraveling. Now, if you like these long ends, you can leave these long depending on how you're using this, or you can also trim this. Okay, and then before you put this in your arrangement or your vase, you will have to trim the ends here. And then you have one piece of woven grass. Now the other thing that you can do if you want to make it a little more interesting is, once you have this motion down, is you can add a wire or raffia to follow your piece of grass, which will then give you a little color down the entire weave. So to do that, the only thing that you're going to do differently, you're going to bind your grass the same way that we started the other one. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this with raffia. So we're going to add that raffia, bind that along with the grass. And then when we start to weave this, we're going to just keep this raffia with the grass. So here's my long grass, here's my raffia, so here's our 3 that are going to stay stationary. So when you fold this to start your weave, you're going to keep the raffia with it, and the raffia is just going to go under, over, the same as your grass. And started. So it's the exact same motion, you're just adding that raffia in there. Now you can add a ribbon, you could add a decorative wire. It comes, like I said, in many colors. Depends on what you're going to do with this. And then, so it doesn't take any longer, it's not any other motion. And then when we get to the end of being able to weave this with this raffia, we have a piece of raffia at the end to tie this off. So we're going to actually use this. Trim that down. And now you have the woven grass with the raffia in it. Okay, so today we learned how to do a regular weave of lily grass with just a regular bind, and then also how to add in a decorative element into that weave as well. If you have any questions, please feel free, and I'm happy to explain a little more about how to do this. And keep an eye out for our other videos of interesting things you can do with the greenery that you can cut from your yard.